Hello and welcome to another episode. I'm Zelmont and this is my YouTube series where I play Ark and just talk about random stuff. Today I don't really need to fill the food troughs, so I'm just gonna go gather metal and obsidian. I do believe is my plan. I want to really take out my Anki. It's a low level Anki, but I want to try and get it up some levels. Um, but yeah, and today's topic, we'll see if this is actually an episode that I actually do, because today's episode, what I really kind of want to get into here, um, I can easily see myself doing a hot take with in regards to my own parents, because the topic that I kind of want to talk about is, how my kids saved me, right? And but in talking about that, I will invariably compare it to where I came from and where my own parents were like, right? And um, so like I can easily see myself having a hot take with my parents. And it's one of those, my parents. I actually do genuinely love my parents. Even though they might think otherwise, and for good reason. I can understand my parents thinking otherwise. I keep them at a distance for these days. Um, but I genuinely do care about my parents, and appreciate that they gave me life and that they did what they could, right? As bad as some of my things with my parents may be, my parents did ultimately care about me. Even my dad, who was completely absent from my life, like full on, was like the deadbeat absentee father, like full on, and kind of still is to this day. Like, he's not actually a bad person, and he does actually care. He's just, people are people, man. People are people. It's one of the problems that as children we tend to put our parents super high on pedestals and think they're these infallible gods, and they're really not. They're really people like the rest of us, and they're scared, and life does not come with an instruction manual for most of us. Like, you kind of got to learn by failing, right? But yeah, no, I already got off, and that's why, like I say, I can see myself having a hot take where I'll say something about my parents, and it's like, I don't mean it that way. People are gonna take it the wrong way. My parents themselves might see this and take it the wrong way. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I can see this one, but to get back to the main topic is, yeah, my kids saved me. Before my children, I was your classic failure to launch, lost ma- single white male, man. Like, I just played video games and drifted through life. Like, it was really all it was. I had no ambition. I didn't care to do more or be more than what I was. Um, and my kids saved me. Each child saved me, and it's, like, I was watching this one reel on Facebook just a few minutes ago, actually. Well, rewatching it, because I'd actually posted it yesterday myself, but a friend commented on it, so I rewatched it, and it's they have Jordan Peterson speaking in the background, talking about how, the 0 to 4, the 0 to 5, like, you have 4 years, you have 5 years, that, like, and that's it. That never comes again, and that's, it's a peak life experience, and it really, really is. It's life altering. Truly. Um, my kids really did save me. Like, I'm such a different person today than I was before my kids. And even though for the most part, I'm not. You know, like it's so weird. It was my kids that brought my perspective change, and it's my perspective change that's radically improved my life. Oops, I meant to use my Anki here, didn't I? Oh well, we'll put all that over. Come on, must be lagging. Yeah, all right. But yeah, my all three of my kids saved me. Um, my first two I didn't get the full experience of. Because well, there is for my eldest there was a bit of a custody battle for the first couple of well the first 3 years. Um, I know it was hell to go through, but I never gave up the fight, and the fight forced me to be a better person. It's so funny. I look at it now, and it's like I used to be so paranoid and so worried that I was going to be the bad parent, and it's like I'm not the bad parent. I'm not the bad parent. Like it's weird. It's weird that yeah. But anyways, let's get this Anki out and do some mining this way. Okay, how many levels do we got right now anyways? Gotta be more than that. There we go. Oh, dang it. I want to get its weight up because it has the really reduced weight on metal. But I also want to get that melee up so that it's getting more of the metal. But yeah, there we go. Or actually, okay, there. That's what I want. I want him to follow me. But yeah, and yeah, especially like watching it, you know that early years. Oh, that's the really crucial time. Both for the development of kids and like for their, and as well as like I don't know, it's weird because I'm just like a smart dumb guy. Like I'm a dumb smart guy. Yeah, dumb smart guy. Um, so like I understand certain things just innately. Like it really, I don't even have to think about it per se. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to like early childhood development and whatnot. Like I understand how the mind wraps itself around patterns and symbols, and like that's the reason that I actually don't agree with, generally speaking, teaching multiple languages at young ages. I'm I understand where others feel that that's a good idea, and in certain circumstances, I actually do agree. But I find you only want to do that with a mind that's already highly capable. You know what I mean? You only want to do that in that 1 in 10 people. Right? Like, because otherwise I find it messes with that, exactly that. Like, we wrap our whole minds around language, and it's that defines how we even think. Right? So when you're getting various languages with various syntax, it can cause I've seen anecdotally what seems to me as a layman that it it crosses some synapses wrong, right? Like people are, yeah, they, they get confused and concepts don't work for them properly, right? Um, they, yeah, I don't know. And like I say, it's for me, it is anecdotal, and I'm a nobody, so take it for what it is. I take it for what it is. It's for me. I'm just sharing where I get that particular from, right? Do I want it? Yeah, yeah, we want stone. Yeah, this ain't too bad actually. We'll do it. Okay. And you can do it this way too, but like where you just come, but they only do I think up to their inventory's half. So with this weight being so low because was a lower level tame, yeah, I can start that way, but right. So I may as well just be on the ground. I do like that they brought you know, they brought that in like the you have with the Dodex, right? But like you say, they only do it up to when their inventory's half. So but yeah, no, for real. Like my kids, totally. They 100% save. I was 100 your classic case of a failure to launch uh, single male. And, you know, hating the world, wondering why nobody wanted to even give me a chance. In the meantime, I'm all scruffy and not taking care of myself, and you know, like, why? Well, you know, I'm doing it to myself essentially. But I don't know. It was, yeah, I don't know. My kids really, and it was each one, a little by little. And I also like in that, like I say, my first two kids I didn't get to fully experience that first early years. My youngest, oh, I got the full experience of that. I even got to be stay-at-home dad for the early, like, 'cause my wife, she stayed home for like I think it was the first 6 months or something. Maybe not. No, maybe not even. Maybe it was only like 3 months. Because well, it was just the way it worked. That pregnancy was a high risk pregnancy, and she ended up having to take off because she worked at the laundromat working around certain chemicals. She had to take it off like immediately, right? And so she had used up a lot of her maternity leave on while she was actually pregnant. So financially, she had to go to work early. So we ended up making it work out so that I was able to take off and collect unemployment for a bit. And yeah, it was you know made it work. But yeah, I got to be oh damn it I meant there okay. But yeah, I got to be stay-at-home dad for a bit, and that one in particular really helped me clear my head and get a proper perspective on the world. Like for real, like it. I don't know. Ugh, come on, let me get in here. Okay, fine. Let's do it this way. Oh, really? I got you way that way down. Oh, wow. Okay. Do do do. Unload the metal. Alright, and then we go. We should move a little faster. Yeah. On your head. Alright. Well, she's got some decent stamina, eh? Can you, like, oh. I really hate the Giga looking at me, man. Pins me frickin' down all the frickin' time. Well, she, I guess. So annoying. Why is Biscuit in front of the door? Oh yeah, that's right. Before I logged off the other day, got attacked by a wild Archie. Really? Alright, well. Let's do this. You really got stuff in you? Oh. Really? Why wouldn't the costume travel with it? Whatever. Weird, but okay. Like, it just seems odd. Alright. Obsidian, I'll go in here. Yeah, I think I could have got a lot more if I had just scrapped the stone, I suppose. Oh, I'm getting some hungry. So I guess after I done recording, probably before I even upload, I'll go get something to eat. Go make me something. I don't want to cook. I'm a cook. Last thing a cook wants to do is cook, you know? It's the same deal. That's one coworker, she was complaining. Her husband, he's a tire mechanic, I guess. And, yeah, we got a snowfall now and here, and, she hadn't got her tires changed over yet. She was complaining. It's like, well, you know, the contractor's house is falling apart, the mechanic's car is falling apart. My wife does most of the cooking at home. I do cook the odd time. Well, I don't know. I guess we do share it a fair bit, although she definitely takes the brunt of it. But I do help a fair bit, I guess, if I'm honest. If I really think about it. Alright. Oh. But yeah, no, people saying that, you know, that their kids saved them, like, absolutely. And I like, for starters, you know, Jordan Peterson is absolutely right about that 4 to 5 year gap. There's something about that. It's a peak life experience. That's something that you're never, even when you have another kid, it's not the same. And that's a peak life experience. It's like crystalline moment. Capture it, hold it, understand that this is never going to happen again. Understand that your kids grow out of that, but yeah, and then even after that, like, I don't know, the people who choose not, like, You want to know what the secret of life is? You know what the purpose of life, the meaning of life? The meaning of life is life itself. It's the perpetuation of life. It's what all life does. It's what all matter does. Everything tries to replicate itself, tries to keep going, keep going. The people who choose not to have kids, you don't know what you're missing out. Like, you are giving up life. Like, you think you're gonna lose life if you shack up and have kids, but and that is a part of it too. Single parenthood is bad. I will be the first one to say it if I had to be. I'm sure I'm not. But single parenthood is bad. It doesn't mean single parents are necessarily bad people. Like I say, like if I, when I with me being worried about doing bad takes with my parents, it's because they were legitimately bad parents. But they weren't bad people. They legitimately weren't. They're good people. I grew up hearing about how my dad is like the best friend that you could have. He's literally the kind of guy that'll give the shirt off your back if it'll save you. But he was a horrible dad. Oh, but yeah, because like from now here on, like my kids are, you have that for a year, 4 or 5 years. And like I say, that's setting the tone for your kids. And I've seen the difference between, especially between my eldest and my youngest. Um, my middle child, she's a special case, so I kind of exclude her from the comparison in this regard. Uh, my middle child has a uh, disability, mental disability. I'm not sure how much I want to, medical stuff is private, right? Yeah, okay, it's my kid, but I don't want to get into it too much. But suffice to say, she's a special case, so in at least in this regard. But my eldest, what's that? What do I hear? Oh, that's what I hear. Okay. But my eldest, yeah, no, I think I am gonna have to call an end to this sooner than I thought. But we'll get through this point, and then I guess I'll say I'm done because I'm getting hungry. But my eldest, who grew up in a separated household situation. Both me and her mom have always been a part of her life, but she grew up with me and her mom being separated. There was a brief time where me and her mom did get back together for a little bit, but really, yeah, for her whole life we were separated, and for most of that young age, we were actually essentially fighting over her to some extent. I really never said anything. I think both of us were really good in not saying anything. Like I can't really speak for her mom, but my indication is that she was equally like we weren't talking bad about each other in front of the baby. Like you weren't yelling at each other in front of the baby. Well, I think there was one time. One time there was raised voices in front of the baby. I think that's a long time ago now. My eldest is now a teenager, so it was a long time ago. And yeah, but and it was generally speaking a time period of my life where I wouldn't mind forgetting to a certain extent. My battle over my eldest was the hardest 3 years of my life. It really put me to the test. It really did. But hey, I came out, and while I did was doing that, I also had one of the most positive experiences at that same time. So there was the whole duality. That was when I went back to schooling to do my academic upgrading to go on to computer engineering that I never went on to. Life happened and took a curve, and I kept doing the work that I was already doing. But like I say, at that point in time, I was still a little aimless, right? It was, but yeah, I look at my out. Anyways, I'm getting way off here. Well, talk about a person's kids and whatnot. You can really definitely go off on the deep end, right? Um, but yeah, and comparing my eldest, my eldest, like I say, grew up in the separated parent deal. My youngest grew up with parents together, and there is an obvious. My youngest definitely had an obvious advantage, just in that, right? Both parents are together. Both parents are working together from the get-go. There's no tug of war at all. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no bad feelings. There's no, there's no yelling in front of any babies. Period. But yeah, I don't know. It just anecdotally, I definitely noticed a huge difference in my eldest who had the separated situation and my youngest who had the two-parent household. Um, and it's, single parents aren't bad people, but it's, you even look to the statistics. It's blatantly obvious that the single parents are not good. But yeah, having kids sets you up for life. You have this 4 years that's your peak. Yeah, I promise you, like, you're gonna have these memories and like, oh, even the horrible times. You're gonna look back and you're gonna laugh and you're gonna go like, it was horrible to go through that, but that's hilarious now. Um, and yeah, and then that sets you up for because like when it's like I told a young guy once, I'm like, the best reason in the world to have to go and have kids, because you can't be 18 forever, or what? You can't be a 20-year-old forever. It starts to get sad when the one sitting at the bar, and the crowd keeps getting younger and younger around you. You start to look pretty sad. you know and truth be told, go talk to those people. Those people are sad at that point. In the early part, it's all fun and games, but even by mid 30s, it starts to change. You start to go, oh, and then yeah, well, then you get to go and you get, like I say, having the kids initially sets up the rest of your life, right? Because now, like, you're still gonna work, you're still gonna do things, you're still gonna live, but this sets up the progression that you have your progression in the game. Well, life is a freaking game, okay? Simulation theory, we went over this last time. But that sets up your progression, right? Because now, I had that peak experience. Now I'm going through and I'm helping my kids get ready and figure out what it is that they want to do with the rest of their lives, kind of deal, and get ready for that. Sometimes by kicking them in the butt, sometimes by throwing them in the deep end, sometimes, because you got to let and most of the time, for the most part, you just need to get out of your kids' way. Let them mess up. Be ready to help them get back up, but let your kids take risks. That's what adversity is your friend. Ease is the enemy. And it's absolutely true. But yeah, it was my kids. All three of my kids. It brought about this progression in me that allowed me to see the world differently. And I've never been happier. I am so entirely a different person from what I was 20 years ago. It's unreal. Like, very unreal. And it's like, if I look at the person I was 20 years ago, I could see the person I am today on in the dirt. You know what I mean? But it's, how you get the difference between coal and a diamond? Pressure. Right? Like, and sometimes you just need to clean off, right? But yeah, I'd go through a cooker a bit. It's fine though. But my kids, they're the ones that really saved me. Without my kids, I'd be a 40-year-old basement dweller, neckbeard, playing video games, being obese. I would. Like, I would hating my job and not knowing how to get out of it, and like, yeah, no, thinking the world is a horrible place. And oh, I'm so glad I had kids, man. And to those who don't, like, you have, like I say, like, it sets up the rest of your life, because then there's going to be grandkids, which it's kind of like a renewal of this point, only you get that step further back, right? And you get to be the one that, hey, let's feed them junk and then give them back to the parents, right? Like, you get to get the loud toys, especially you have the more disposable income now, and it's more fun, right? And like, as you get old, your friends start dying. Friends start dying as you get older, man. And if you don't have a family, who's going to be there when you're old and gray? Who are you going to tell your stories to? Who's going to care that you lived and breathed on this planet? It's a fool that thinks they're saving the planet by not having a kid. The planet's just a rock without life, and the purpose of life is the perpetuation of life. That includes humans. We are part of the ecology as well. Therefore, helping ourselves helps life. Because we are life. We're not all of life. And we should be considerate of other life, absolutely. But this notion that not having kids is going to save the planet, you're dumb. You believe propaganda. And it's really exactly that. And it's, it's the whole overpopulation propaganda. And especially people who actually live in cities, it's really easy for them to fall prey, because they don't even see these rural areas where, no, man, there's lots of space, dude. And there's lots of food. There's lots of, like especially here in North America, we live in huge excess. There's way more production that could even be happening that isn't. There is still more optimization that can be had than that's been had. And innovation. And one of the driving forces behind innovation? Brain power. You know how you get more brain power? More people. Like, just, that's how you increase and then that, like I say, that's how life works. You expand, and the more expand, the more areas you expand, the less likely you make it so that you can be taken out. Because now you're in more places on the planet. You're deeper in the planet. You're on other planets. You're, all life seeks that. We're just happen to be, through a freak coincidence or through some godly power, have a unique ability to flourish, to encourage or discourage flourishing. I think we're fools to discourage. But hey, that's just me. You know, like I've totally gone way off topic a couple of times now, gone a couple random rants, and I am totally going to be going and eat now. So yeah, let's call her good. We'll look up. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed my ranting, and yeah, subscribe for more content. Comment, let me know what you think, and feel free to share. Please, feel free to share. But yeah, absolutely. That little red button, that red subscribe button, yeah, I would really appreciate you hitting that. Anyways, later. Bye.